Ever wondered what causes asthma and how it can be managed? Asthma, in essence, is a chronic lung condition that manifests as difficulty in breathing and wheezing. This happens due to inflammation and constriction of smaller bronchial airway tubes. Now, let's consider the physiology of the respiratory system, specifically the smooth muscle lining the bronchi. In an individual with asthma, inflammation of these muscles leads to spasms and an overproduction of mucus, which can obstruct the flow of air. Various triggers like allergens, irritants, and even stress can set off this process. Depending on the severity, this can then lead to symptoms such as chest tightness, coughing, and shortness of breath. Grasping the basic mechanism of how asthma affects the respiratory system gives us a clearer understanding of this condition. Now that we understand what asthma is, let's delve into the different types of asthma. Asthma is not a one-size-fits-all condition. It's a complex disorder that can be classified into various types, each with unique triggers, symptoms, and treatment strategies. The first type we'll talk about is allergic asthma. This is the most common form, triggered by allergens like pollen, dust mites, or pet dander. The body reacts to these allergens by releasing immunoglobulin E, or IgE, which in turn sparks off inflammation in the airways. Next, we have non-allergic asthma. This form isn't set off by allergens, but rather by factors like pollutants, medications, or even weather changes. Lastly, let's consider exercise-induced asthma. As the name suggests, this type is triggered by physical exertion. This can range from running to brisk walks, leading to respiratory distress during or after the activity. Each of these types of asthma have distinct features, but they all share one common thread: the inflammation and narrowing of the airways. Understanding the type of asthma is crucial in deciding the treatment approach. Let's see how conventional medicine approaches asthma. The mainstay of treatment involves two types of medications: quick relief drugs and long-term control drugs. Quick relief drugs, such as short-acting bronchodilators, are used during an asthma attack to immediately relax and open the airways. These are often delivered through inhalers or nebulizers. Long-term control drugs, on the other hand, are taken daily to manage the underlying inflammation in the bronchial tubes. Inhaled corticosteroids fall under this category and are considered the cornerstone of long-term asthma control. In addition, there are combination inhalers, which contain both a long-term control drug and a bronchodilator. Other drug options like leukotriene modifiers, theophylline, and biologics may also be prescribed depending on the severity of asthma and response to initial treatment. Remember, the goal of conventional treatment is not just to alleviate symptoms, but also to prevent future asthma attacks and improve overall lung function. Conventional treatment provides relief, but what about alternative approaches? Let's explore. Homeopathy views asthma through a different lens. Rather than merely treating the symptoms, homeopathy seeks to understand the underlying imbalances that lead to the disease. It's a holistic approach that focuses on the individual's overall health and well-being, rather than just the respiratory symptoms. The homeopathic perspective on asthma sees it as an expression of the body's impaired ability to respond to environmental or metabolic stresses. The body, instead of adapting to these stresses, triggers maladaptive inflammatory processes that cause the symptoms of asthma. This inflammation and narrowing of the bronchial tubes is seen as a sign that the body is out of balance and needs to be restored. Restoration and rebalancing in homeopathy refers to the process of aiding the body's self-healing mechanisms. Every individual has an innate ability to heal and restore balance within their body. However, this can become impaired due to various factors like poor nutrition, stress, and exposure to toxins. Homeopathy aims to stimulate and support these self-healing mechanisms, helping the body to regain balance and health. This is achieved by using small doses of natural substances that, in a healthy person, would produce symptoms similar to those of the disease being treated. These substances are prepared in a unique way that enhances their healing potential while minimizing their toxicity. In the case of asthma, homeopathic medicines are chosen based on the individual's specific symptoms, their overall constitution, and their emotional and mental state. This individualized approach ensures that the treatment addresses the root cause of the disease, rather than just suppressing the symptoms. Furthermore, homeopathy emphasizes the importance of lifestyle modifications and dietary changes in managing asthma. A healthy diet, regular exercise, stress management techniques, and avoidance of allergens and irritants are all part of a comprehensive homeopathic treatment plan. With this understanding, let's look at some homeopathic medicines that can be used to manage asthma. Several homeopathic medicines offer relief for asthma symptoms. Let's delve into a few key ones. First up, we have Calcarea carbonica. This biochemic medicine is particularly beneficial for individuals who are flabby, fair, and plump with a penchant for eggs. These individuals often get easily fatigued and may sweat profusely on exertion. The symptoms tend to worsen in the early hours of the night, and in cold, damp air while lying down can provide some relief. This medicine is also helpful in cases of chick asthma. Next, we have arsenic album. The keynote of arsenic album is a sharp, burning pain that is relieved by heat. It is well suited to asthmatic patients who are fastidious, anxious, and highly restless. These patients have a marked thirst for warm water and experience worsening symptoms after midnight, leaving them exhausted. They are also sensitive to cold, and their breathing difficulties tend to exacerbate in wet weather and when lying down. Open air, on the other hand, can offer some relief. Then there's natrum sulfuricum. This remedy is indicated in cases where there is a need to revive mucin secretions to clear phlegm congestion in the bronchi. It is useful for patients with rattling, humid yellow expectoration in weakened tissues. These patients are often sensitive to cold dampness, dislike the seaside, and crave salt. Symptoms tend to worsen early in the morning and improve with warmth, especially hot food. Blatta orientalis, derived from an insect, is an important treatment option for allergic asthma, especially in old cases of epidermic and respiratory allergies. Symptoms tend to worsen in wet weather, near damp areas or by the seaside. Asthmatic crises can occur. Lack of thirst and fewer urination are guiding symptoms here. Finally, we have ipecacuanha. Derived from the ipecac root, it is indicated for young, frail children and school children who develop repeated wheezy bronchioles exacerbated by humid and cloudy weather. So, that's a quick overview of asthma and how it can be managed through both conventional and homeopathic treatments. Remember, each individual is unique, and so is their treatment plan.